Hey guys! In today's video we're going to be checking out the LEGO Justice League set 76087. This is the 955-piece Flying Fox Batmobile Airlift attack. Before we have a look at this whopping size vehicle, let's have a look at this whopping size box. This box once again is set 76087. And it has a whopping 955 pieces, and it has 6 minifigures as well as a larger Steppenwolf. Of all the sets, this was the set I was looking forward to the most, primarily because we were getting another Batmobile, but also because we were getting the very large Flying Fox. Here's a look at all the minifigures down below. You get 2 variations to the Parademon, a Batman, a Superman, a Cyborg, and a Wonder Woman, not to mention a Steppenwolf as well. Flip the box around. There it is in action. It also includes a mother box, as you can see here, and some of the features down below, all of which I will show you when we get this all put together. Head over to lego.com/DC Superheroes if you also would like to check out some really cool build sets from the folks over at LEGO. To assist in building this very large vehicle, the folks over at LEGO give you this novel-sized instruction guide, which has, let me see if I can get you a total page count. Flip to the last here. You're looking at about 194 pieces when everything is said and done. I can also say too, unfortunately not something I would want to admit, but it would take me, this set took me about 3.5 hours to build. Ouchie, ouchie, ouchie. Anyways, let's have a look at the minifigures, and then we'll look at the Flying Fox and Batmobile and all that good stuff. First things first, we get ourselves a Parademon. Let me scratch that. We get 2 Parademons, one yellow and blue, and one green. Now, if we do our tallies correctly, the Nightcrawler came with 2 Parademons. I believe they were green. And the Aquarian, the Aquaman set, also came with a yellow Parademon. So we got like a total of 5 Parademons to play with. That's awesome. Comes with, well, again, the faces are slightly different, but the bodies are roughly about the same, just like a different color choice. And they both come with the little flick fire blasters. Flip the figures around, and they come with 2 variations of wings, but fear not. Let me just put those down for a second. You know probably where I'm going with this. The folks over at LEGO also include 2 different variations of wings. So if you want to have your Parademons with the smaller wings, you can actually have them both using those wings. Or again, if you want to use the larger wings, you can do that as well. Some nice texturing though on the Parademons, especially loving the wings. They're a little on the flimsy side. I described it once in a previous video about the same as like a lamination sheet, if you've ever laminated something. They're okay, but especially on the small ones, they seem like they fray a lot easier. Like they start to curl. They curl inward, they look at least like wings, but sometimes I've had some that curl outward. Very, very cool though. Moving along our minifigure train, let's have a look at Superman. Can't resist, let's have a look at Superman. Superman's got the new hair sculpt, which is not relatively new, but like the Batman v Superman, I think he actually had the regular, more older hairstyle. I'm glad they kind of changed it out here. He also has an angrier face print with his heat ray vision. Really like the figure. The cape is a little on the light side, but it's a LEGO minifigure. I'm not going to nitpick this crazy. Like the printing on his torso. Very nice. There's Superman. Moving along, we have Wonder Woman, complete with shield and sword. Let's take the shield off so you guys can see a little bit better on the printing here. There's the front print. There's the back print. And actually we'll take off the hair to see so you guys can see it. She also has 2 variations of face print, more calmer, other angrier. If you want to have her displayed with that, you can certainly do so. Gal Gadot. Meow. And then moving along, we have Cyborg, which has his own flick fire, but it's actually built to his arm, which I think is really cool. You can take it off if you so wish. It gives him a little extra. Let's fire it. Why not? There you go. Boom, onto the floor. I don't know where it's going to go. You can take off the helmet and spin around. He's got a happier face as well, if you prefer that. I think they put a lot of time into, well, the time in which a print would be put on the figure is the same no matter which figure it is, but the point I'm trying to get across, though, is that they put a lot of extra details into Cyborg's costume than say specifically like Superman. Very, very cool minifigure. And lastly, of least of the smaller figures, we get ourselves a Batman. Comes with a grapple gun, I'll take that out of his hand. Comes with a Batarang, I'll take that out of his hand, and I'll leave him with nothing. If you do think it's the same figure, let me actually just reach off camera and correct you on that. It's actually a different figure. This is the one that came with the Nightcrawler. This is the more tactical suit Batman, which I kind of wish that this one here had the goggles, which unfortunately it does not have. It does, however, have silver eyes, whereas the regular released Batman from the Nightcrawler had white eyes. There's a difference between the two. Take the cowl off. There's the silver band on the top. That's how he makes his eyes. See? You thought it was magic. Take that off. There's the angrier Batman you can use as well. I really like the angry Batman's face. And just to show you how that stacks up versus the regular Batman. Yeah, I like this one a lot. So there's your two Batmans, a comparison of the two Batmans. And lastly, of the much larger variety, this guy you actually had to build. Here we have Steppenwolf. Now he does have basically posability everywhere. Head rotates, ball joint arms, ball joint forearms. The hand doesn't really rotate. Well, the fingers, I guess, do rotate out if you want. And then he comes with this giant axe, which we'll take out of his hand for a second. Axe looks cool. It looks like it's made up of just all these little things. Like it's just a Mod Podge, just to make, just a thrown together amount of things making up his axe. But somehow it does still manage to work. I think it looks pretty cool. And actually, I think what I did do, I think I did put this blade wrong. It's supposed to go further down. There we go. That way nobody says, oh, you put the blade wrong. You put the blade wrong. Cool looking axe, though. Equally cool, I have to admit, is Steppenwolf. I think he does look pretty good. Some nice printing on his torso, and then his face looks quite good with these big, giant horns. By the way, the rest of his posability, I didn't finish it. I'm so sorry. He had ball joint legs and ball joint lower thighs. And all this you have to put together. Size-wise, put him next to Cyborg so you can see how much bigger Steppenwolf is to Cyborg. By the way, there's the back of him. Not really much going on the back as there is on the front, but still a decent looking, I don't want to say mini figure, we'll say giant figure. Okay, so we'll put him over there. Also included in this set, you get yourself the third mother box, which to compare it with the other ones that we received, here is next to Aquaman's set. And reaching off again, here it is next to the Nightcrawler set. There's the three variations of the mother boxes. Cool, like those. Okay, so I'm gonna move some stuff over because I feel like I'm gonna run out of space here. Like I said, this is a pretty big set. Oh, and by the way, it also comes with a brick lifter, if that would help you. Also comes with additional firing missiles. Where do those go? I'll show you in a second. But here we have the Flying Fox. Whew, man, I think it took me about 3 hours. 3 hours to build this, maybe 3.5 hours. There was a long time spent sitting at the table putting this bad boy together. The end result, though, is it looks really cool. One thing I do like is, again, the carryover of the tinted red windows for the cockpit. And this can actually just detach. And then you've got a section here on the front and the back, which I think I moved this too far over. Let me just bring that over to the center. There we go. Some mild corrections. Flip this around. There we go. So, like I was saying, there's a section on the front and on the back for people to sit. Some sticker application I put on the front and on the back, respectively. Sticker application on the side, both sides actually. And got some stickers here on the front, sticker of the bat emblem on the top, and Wayne Technology on the side. It would certainly beg the question how nobody knows this guy's Batman when you've got Wayne Technology on the side and you've got a Batman logo on the top. Put that right on the back where we found it. It also has a series of flick-fire missiles right on the sides, and it also has these giant gun turrets, these giant cannons. And we just spin it around. There's the back of the Flying Fox. I like how they added thrusters to the back, a little bit of a like heat, so you can see that it's coming out from the back of the ship. And then one of the draws to this is the fact that it's also obviously going to be deploying the Batmobile. Now you just bring these up, and it's supposed to keep the Batmobile in place, but let me just bring you in on some FYI. This little tab here I find also keeps the Batmobile in place, like it prevents it from really going anywhere. And equally so on the back. The same thing that's on the front is also on the back. But what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to bring these little ramps down, bring these down like that, and then the whole Batmobile is supposed to deploy, and it's just supposed to come out like that. But here are those little rubber stoppers I was telling you about on the front and on the back. Let's have a look at some close details if we can get in there. Some sticker application on the side, which actually, if you can see it, let me see if I can bring the camera in here. There's a sticker that's been applied that has the image of Steppenwolf, and then down below there's some schematics sort of. It has the same thing actually on the back as well, and a nice flat ramp surface on the inside. Okay, so there is the Nightcrawler. We'll put, that's the Flying Fox, I should say. We'll put that right there. Let's have a look at the Batmobile. Now, the Batmobile doesn't really look all that much different than what it did with the Batman v Superman released Batmobile. Obviously, the one big thing is the swap out of this section here. As opposed to having a double cockpit, double canopy area, it only has one, and then the other side is a flick-fire missile, and then you've got this giant cannon. A couple of flick-fire missiles on the front too, so you get 1, 2, and 3 on the top. Some sticker applies on the sides. You got some missiles there, which actually, I may have put these on the, no, yes I did. I put them on the wrong way. Oh boy. The missiles are obviously supposed to be facing the other way. Two small tires on the front, 2 larger tires on the back. This area here hinges up and down, and you can also bring that forward and back. To show you what it looks like with the figure inside, we'll just open up the canopy here. And you can see, let me see, this area doesn't open. You take Batman and slide him in there, just like that, and you can close up the cockpit, just like that. About the only thing I would say is a nitpick to the set. While I don't mind that the Flying Fox is black, I do wish once again that the Batmobile was gray. This is now the second time that we've gotten a Batman v Superman Ben Affleck Batman Batmobile that is not gray. In the movies, it's supposed to be gray. Unfortunately, what we do get is a jet black Batmobile, which is not 100% correct, but gosh darn it, I do like the look of the Batmobile. It looks really snazzy. Still not crazy about the turret on the front, this giant cannon, but I do think that the overall design of the Batmobile looks pretty cool. By the way, also for a scale comparison, just in case you guys are wondering, there's the Flying Fox. There's the Batmobile, of course. And let's reach off camera to the Nightcrawler and see if I can do some size comparisons for you guys. Move the Batmobile out of the way. Bring in the Nightcrawler. So just bring this back a little bit. The Nightcrawler is roughly, minus clipping the wings, it's about 2/3 the length of the Flying Fox. I'm just spinning this way. And for good measures, why not? Let's bring in the tape measure. The Nightcrawler is 7 inches wide, and roughly it's about 8 inches in length. The Flying Fox, on the other hand, is closer to 13 inches in length, And if you count the wingspan, it's about 12 inches wide. So again, it's a big boy. It is a big boy. So we'll just move that to the side. And once again, we'll bring in the Flying Fox, our minifigures, and of course our Batmobile. Bring in the box. It's pretty big. There's the box right there. Definitely one of the harder to build sets. It took me a long time to build this. Just really a lot of individual intricate parts. I found myself doubling and tripling the same steps that I did previously. I'm doing them again because you have to build like the little frame, this kind of oval shaped frame that eventually houses the Batmobile. And oh, by the way, we take the Batmobile and we can just slide it back in there. Watch when it gets past that rubber stopper. See that little rubber stopper there? Once it gets past there, it pretty much locks it into place. You can still bring these ramps up, and you can bring these up as well. But in all honesty, it doesn't really need it. It holds it perfectly fine. Great sets, a little harder to build, yes, and it came with a ton of cool minifigures. Not to mention as well, it comes with a very, very cool looking Steppenwolf. This set is, I think it's about $150 if you find it. I found this at Toys R Us, but I'm sure you can find it anywhere that brick building sets are available. And definitely want to get these sets up and out onto YouTube, as of course Friday, this past Friday, Justice League just hit theaters, and I'm super excited to check that out. Oh! Also, one other thing too I forgot to mention was the missiles. The little missiles on the side. I was almost going to wrap this video up. Missiles are also on the side of the Flying Fox. And just to fire those off, you just press it towards it. I think you're supposed to fire it towards it. Or maybe not. I wanted to actually show you guys. There we go. Fire that off. And the other one, which gets a little unstuck side. There we go. There's the other missile fired out. All right, so we covered off everything. I don't want anyone to say, you forgot the fire missiles. You forgot the firing missiles. Today, though, we were having a look at the new LEGO set for Justice League. This was set 76087. This was the Flying Fox Batmobile Airlift Attack. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed these little LEGO sets. I say little, I mean some of these sets have been pretty big. Certainly also stay tuned. There's going to be more videos coming your way as well, but make sure you hit that little subscribe button down below. That's crucial. That way you'll never miss a beat when it comes to future videos. As always, guys, thanks for watching as you always do. See you next time.